and I totally forgot. And this was a good session.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so stimulate their creativity, or they have strict rules for kids. What is more important in the Montessori method, Marta, to stimulate their creativity or to follow strict rules? What is more common in the Montessori method?
Stimulate their creativity.
Yes, exactly. How do you do that?
Uh, I think that is very important that the children's learn to to know the environment and they experimenting everything.
Yes, exactly.
Uh, uh, aunque
Even if, even
even
if,
if they to need learn cierta disciplina,
okay, some discipline, some
some discipline.
discipline, discipline. Okay, discipline. Okay.
Discipline, some
Like,
discipline.
yes.
Mhm.
Okay, let's say what is this basic discipline they need to learn? What is the basic discipline kids need to learn? What do you think? Let me ask this question to Mickey and then to you, Marta, please, to see what do you think is the minimum discipline kids need to learn? What is the minimum they need to learn? What do you think, Mickey? That is the very basic discipline kids need to learn.
Uh, Discipline is like driving, reading, and that stuff, or discipline.
Well, I would say that when kids are two, three, one, they need to start controlling the sphincter, right? For one thing, that they need to say,
Ah,
I want to go to the bathroom. Okay, well, that is part of the discipline, right? I need to do
okay,
one. I need
gotcha.
to do number two, or whatever.
Mhm.
So, like basic things that kids need to control or that kids need to have. Maybe, for example, to say please, to say thanks. What do you think are the very basic disciplinary actions that kids need to learn?
Um, well, the action that you mentioned to control uh, their sphincters. What else could be? Um, Try to control to don't cry for everything too. I don't know. Probably it's not like
Not to cry for everything. Okay, not.
yeah.
Okay.
Probably uh, actually now in the master's degree we're seeing something, not completely like this, but yeah, more or less. And mm, probably they need to start controlling their hours of eating.
Their eating hours.
Hmm.
How is that, Mickey? I
Yeah,
understand the
probably
idea, but
probably not as a baby, but now when they have, I don't know, 3 or 4 years old, that I don't know, probably when someone is baby, they just cry and they the mom knows that uh, the baby must be it. But I think that when they are a little bit older, they can have like hours or schedules to eat. I don't know. To be honest, I'm not I'm not completely involved in this topic, but more or less I have idea.
okay, very good, very good, excellent. So let's see. Thank you, Mickey. Marta, when the kid has freedom, libertad, right? Freedom to do anything they want Which are the boundaries? The boundaries is the limits. Which are the boundaries in the Montessori method? I mean, yeah, the babies, the kids do anything they want, but which are the boundaries? Do you set boundaries? Do you set limits?
I think the children's need boundaries in orden,
Order,
uh, social comportamiento social,
behavior,
Behavior.
social behavior.
social behavior,
That's very important.
and social behavior. Uh,
Well, yes.
yes, when when they need to learn to read, to write, they no if this no import to the children. mm, I think that they no hacían caso, no quisieron, no querían, si no les importaba.
They didn't care. They didn't care. No les importaba, right? They didn't care.
Ujú.
Okay, but okay, I don't understand very clearly the idea.
Ajá.
Eh, can you
De,
elaborate, please? Yes.
si no les, a ver, ¿puedo decirle en español?
Okay,
A
okay,
ver,
try,
para
and they will
entender.
say this in English.
Cuando ellos no, si no les
Right.
importó escribir, leer, pues ellos era solo jugar. Tuvimos un caso así y el niño era puro jugar y ver y experimentar y eso pues creo que hay un límite. Hay
Okay.
situaciones en las que el niño tiene que saberse comportar, que vea.
Okay, so let's see if this is correct. If they didn't care to learn how to read, to learn how to read and write, then what? If they didn't care, si no les importó aprender a leer y escribir, then what happened?
Ok. Eh, pues no, eh, um, they know, they know learn.
They
De,
did.
ellos no iban a estar preparados para la vida. They
Okay.
know.
They weren't going to be prepared for life.
O
Yes.
other etapas, other
Other stages,
stages.
other stages of life, right? Well, that is very important. What you're saying. Can you read this again, please? Can you read the complete phrase where it says, if they
Okay.
didn't care to learn, please?
If they didn't care to learn how to read and write, they weren't going to be prepared for life, other stage of life.
Yes, yes, that is very important. And I think that you mentioned something very, very important, Marta. I think that you mentioned implicitly that they need to learn social norms. Those are the things I believe. I don't know if you agree with this, Mickey, or you, Marta, but I think that, for example, one of my brothers was doing home schooling, and one of the teachers, well, teacher Philip, Mickey, you met teacher Philip recently.
Yeah.
One of his kids were doing learning through homeschooling.
Cool.
In homeschooling, you teach your children at home. You are the parent is the teacher, right? So the parent, the father or the mother is the teacher of the kid, but there are only one or two students, the children, right, of the house. So for them, it's very important to learn social norms, social norms. Um, Apparently, this is not important, but this is extremely, extremely important because you interact with other kids. So you need to learn under social norms that kids need to learn are. Which are the social norms, Mickey or Marta, that kids need to learn immediately? like when they are 2, 3, or 4 years old? Which are those social norms that kids learn when they go to kindergarten or preschool or even primary school? Which are these social norms, please?
Probably say
Kids need to learn. Which
uh, please and thank you. Would be one.
say please, yes, please, and thank you. Okay. Um,
The respect to other person, el respeto.
respect to other people. Yes, yes,
Ajá.
that's very important. Do you think, and I learned this with a friend from Cuba, he was German Cuban. Do you think that children need to defend their property? They say, no, no, this toy is mine. This toy is mine. And the other kid wants to grab Mickey's toy. Do you think that Mickey needed to learn to say, this is mine and protect his property? Or what do you think about that, Mickey or Martha? What do you think?
Mm, protect you.
Protect your property.
Yeah, I think that it's necessary because more in that age, I think that there are kids that take advantage, and they always try to take advantage of the other people. And I think it is necessary that kids know that their properties are from there and not from other people, and they need to defend them.
Yes, I totally agree. I totally agree. Because children are curious. So you are playing with a toy, juguete, right? You are playing with your toy. And then another kid comes and takes your toy. Well, you should defend your protection, your property. You should say, "This is mine," right?
Yes, yes. Like
And
when, like when children is a unique, unique, hijo único.
only child. Okay,
Ajá, on the
when
side.
yes,
Like
what happens?
mhm. When the children think that all is for he.
That's true. The kid thinks that everything is for him or for her, right? If it's a
For
girl. That is very important and very common. When there is an only child is hijo único,
mhm.
only child, that kid normally thinks that he has the right, he thinks that he or she has the right, derecho, right to take everything. Tiene derecho a tomar todo, right?
Mhm.
Why? Because normally the parents don't set boundaries.
Hmm.
Um, I am sure that probably you have seen this in the school, Marta, that you see, oh, this kid must be only child because he says, this is mine and this is mine. They are more or less imperative or they don't respect the limits very well. What do you think about this? Have you seen this a lot in the school or more or less?
I don't understand the question.
Well, have you seen, has visto this situation in the school?
Oh yes, yes.
Yes.
Regularly is when the kids is an only child. Um, they
They
están
take everything,
acostumbrados a
they are
they
used to, acostumbrados,
used to
excuse me, they are used
eh, eh, querer toda la atención,
to getting,
to getting all the attention y por supuesto que no quieren prestar nada. Todo es para ellos y
don't want to lend anything. That is very interesting and very common. And I have seen this in the schools too. When the kid is an only child, what you say here is very true. They are used to getting all the attention. I'm going to put this in red, or in red. And they don't want to lend, no quieren prestar nada. They don't want to lend anything. They are more egotistic than when in a family there are 2 or 3 kids, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me ask a question to Mickey to see what he thinks. Mickey, if you were a pedagogue, if you were a teacher, if you were a person in charge of educating kids, let's say young kids. I have never taught uh, elementary school kids other than in the school, but I teach them English, not other things. How do you balance this situation? How do you balance? Or or control the behavior behavior of a kid that does not want to share? Share is compartir. How do you balance or control the behavior of a kid that does not want to share or is more or less egotistic? How do you control that as a teacher?
Can you give me an example of a kid that doesn't want to share something? I don't know. Because, for
Yeah,
example, if it's their food, I would say that it's okay that she or he doesn't have to share something that is from there. But I don't know. Let me. Can you give me one example?
yeah, of course, of course. Let's say that you are in the playground,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Okay.
there are
Mm-hmm.
3, 4, or 5 kids, and each kid has a toy, a
Mm-hmm.
shovel, pala, or a plastic hammer,
Mm-hmm.
martillo de plástico, or you have a different toy, right? A little truck, not
Mm-hmm.
troca, right? And then one kid says, "Let me see your toy, and you can have mine," right?
Yeah.
Um, you can decide if you want to share or you want to lend your truck or not, and that's okay, right? But for example,
Mm-hmm.
what your mom says, Marta says that when there are only children, he is an
Uh-huh.
only child, he doesn't want to share anything. It's mine, this is mine, this is mine, everything. They want to catch the attention all the time. How do
Yeah.
you balance the attention to the different kids? For example, if one kid wants to have the complete attention all the time, how do you balance the attention to all the kids, Mickey? How do you do that? For example, the attention, talking now not about objects but attention. How do you balance the kids
Uh,
equally?
mhm.
How do you
Well,
do
to be
this?
honest, it's a hard question, but I think that you need to give time to all the kids, obviously equally, because, for example, we know that at in that age, normally kids are so emotional and they start crying and they start uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't like to imagine, but I think that it's so hard in that age. So I think that is so important to probably not strictly establish times, but yeah, try to keep a balance with all the kids. And for example, could be, will be something good to implement games or to implement activities when they work in group, because I think that in that form they can learn um, to to stay with people and to talk and to play and to do whatever in groups. And I think that is necessary uh, to more or less try to have a balance. But I don't know. To be honest, I'm not teacher and I've never been in a situation like this.
Okay, I think the comment is very good and very important. Well, your mom is a teacher, your dad is a teacher. I think you have uncles. I'm a teacher myself. I think you have said something very important. Marta, what do you think about this idea from Mickey? I am sure that You will say, what do you think about games, implementing games with kids? What do you think about this idea for them to learn how to socialize, how to follow rules? What do you think of this idea, Marta?
I think that is good, it's important because the child acepta, aceptaría mejor las cosas.
Okay, you are saying something very important. Would accept
Ujú.
accept
Yeah.
things better or with a better attitude, right?
Ujú, ujú. With better attitude.
Yes, actually,
Uh,
people say that children learn through games. Do you agree with this concept? The concept that children learn better through games. Los niños aprenden mejor a través de juegos.
yes,
Children learn better through games.
yes,
Why? Why is that?
because they they live it naturally.
Live it naturally. Okay, yes, naturally. Exactly. Who sets the rules? Who
Uh,
sets the rules?
the rules to they learn about
Excuse
a
me.
través de
I'm sorry. Give me a second, really quick, please. I'm sorry.
yes.
I have the cord disconnected.
Me siento muy mal, muy perdida, hijo.
¿Dónde?
Ya.
I'm sorry. I was running out of electricity. The charge was coming down, and now everything is okay. I
Yes,
connected
sure,
the
don't
power.
worry.
All right. So they set the rules, and they obey the rules, right? They obey the rules. That is something important, don't you think, Miki or Marta? What do you think about this? That they said these are the rules and they follow the rules, right?
Yeah, of course. Hmm.
Yes. The rules
Uh,
to they can learn with play with juegos. Uy, ya se me fue.
yeah, with
Bueno,
games, they can learn the rules with games. Yes, exactly.
okay.
That's
Mhm.
probably the best way to learn the rules, right? With games. That's why uh, social games are part of social behavior. So games are part of social interaction. What do you think of this sentence, Marta? Games are part of social interaction.
Yes. Yes, I think that it's possible because they ay, es que es difícil. They they can play the different roles in the
That's
family, in the sociedad,
family, society,
a
Right.
society,
work.
and uh-huh, and they know lo que conlleva cada rol, se dan
What,
cuenta.
okay, what each role entails. Okay, that is very important. Exactly. Let's say that there is a game, and I have seen children playing. They play to the family for, oh, I am the dad. Oh, I am the mom. I am the children.
Ujú.
They play to be the teachers. I am the teacher. Well, I am the student. Then they play. I am the police. I am the thief. And they play the different roles, as you say,
Ujú.
and they understand the consequences of each role, right, in society. So they understand how it works, and they understand also the consequences of each role in society.
Yes.
Uh, remember when I was a kid, we were five brothers, and we went to a non school, a school of nuns, una escuela de monjas. We went to a
Mhm.
school of nuns, and we learned the concept of Jesus Christ, right? Jesus Christ, and we knew that Jesus was very well. I was like 7 years old or six, and I thought that he was very powerful, but also in my image was the mind that he was in the cross, right? So one day we'd say, "Oh, let's pray to Jesus Christ." No, I am Jesus Christ. No, I am. And then I says, "No, I'm gonna be Jesus." Okay, I'm gonna be Jesus. And then I was simulating like making the cross, and I told my younger brother, "Hey, bring me a candy." Okay, well, you are Jesus, you are powerful, right? And so he brought a candy, and then I said, "Well, but I cannot move. How can I be so strong if I cannot move, right? I'm in the cross." So
Yeah.
I said, this is it created like a small conflict as a kid, but then you you play the different roles, right?
Yes.
And it was very funny, but yeah, you understand the different roles of the different characters
Yes.
characters. What do you think of this, Mickey? And then Marta, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that it's so important to understand the different roles of the different characters, because at the end we are in a society and we need to understand that we are a part of it, and that each each person has something special to do or has something to do, and at the end it's a role. So I think that it's important that from that age we start to establish rules, to establish social interactions, because at the end, as I mentioned, we are part of a society and we need to know how to be part of that society, we want or not.
Exactly. Before we finish, which are, in your opinion, Marta, the most important roles in society? That's a
Mm,
difficult question, probably, but which are the most important roles in society of different people, obviously?
um, if if I know how everyone reaction, world reaction in the different roles, we can be more empathic with
Okay,
the
that's
persons.
okay. So that's an important thing, right? To be empathic with the people in
With the
society,
people,
right?
the
But then you
society.
said, if you know how each person will react, you said that?
Yes, su
Okay, can you,
reacción in determinadas situaciones.
in certain situations. Okay, let's see. In certain situations. Okay. If you know how each person will react in certain situations. Okay. Can you read that, please, again? Be empathic.
Be empathic with the people in society. If you know how each person will react in certain situations.
Okay. That is very important, right? That is very important that you understand how every person, how the teachers will react, how the authority will react, how the directors will react, how the how each member of society will react. Okay, thank you very much. That's very important. Mickey, what would you like to add to this interesting concept of, well, we began with Maria
Maria
Montessori, and then
Montessori.
we moved to the society and the family situations and the control environments. What do you think? What is your conclusion of this conversation, Mickey?
Well, of course, it was an interesting conversation. I think that at the end, talking about roles, everyone and everybody we must complete and respect the roles in society, because I think that that guarantee a balance. And I don't know, for example, obviously we cannot put a role of an adult to a kid, so I think that it's necessary to respect the roles and to have the roles depending of our age and of our maturity, and that we need to respect and do all the obligations inside the society. So yeah, it's really important, and it's so interesting, and I would like to know more about it.
Okay, very good. Well, I should thank you, Mickey, and thank you, Marta, for the comments, for the conversation. I think it was very interesting. Um, why don't we set ourselves like a homework that
Hmm.
we read about a specific topic that we like?
Hmm.
I like many, many topics. One topic that you would like to discuss next class, Marta, what would you like to discuss? Maybe something you like the topic of education, some pedagogues. What would you like to talk about, Mickey, next class?
Mm, about animals
Animals, okay. Talk about animals.
in general.
Perfect. In general. Okay, do
Are
you
you
like the
agree, Nikki?
topic of domestic or wild animals? Do you want to talk about domestic or wild animals, or both of them, or from what, or from the biological standpoint, or from what standpoint?
Mm.
Biological standpoint. Or from which point of view do you want to talk about animals? Or in general? Animals in general.
Nikki, Nikki, in
Mm.
general or about only a topic?
For me, it's good. In general, if you wish, I would like to
Okay.
talk about other topic, probably the not the next class, but the into classes.
Yes.
I've seen videos of Donald Trump about their body language and how the body language impact in negotiations. And I would like to talk about it because it is so uh, interesting for me, because I've seen some patterns that probably politicians and people with powers do, and I would like to understand why they do in that way, or how they act, why they act in that way. You know?
That sounds
Okay.
really, really interesting too. Okay, so we have two
Okay,
topics.
I agree. I agree too.
Yes. All
Yes.
right. So we have two interesting topics to discuss, talking about animals and talking about body language and their impact on negotiations. Very nice. Well, uh, when should we have the next class, Mickey, Marta? When do you think we can have the next class? Would it be okay on, I don't know if Friday is a good day?
Uh,
Mm,
what other day can you do the class, teacher, at the same time if you wish, or
Uh, for me,
this
8:30
week,
is fine. It could be Friday. Friday
Friday?
this week, if you wish.
Can't you in another day?
Besides Friday, normally
Mm-hmm.
normally Wednesdays, but this Wednesday I have to go to Toluca. But normally
Oh,
I
okay.
can on Wednesdays. Normally,
Oh, it's a picture if you wish. Well, I don't know if my mom has an appointment or something, but for me it's okay on Friday.
for
can you on
this,
Friday, Mark? Yes,
no, it's okay too.
Friday 8:30.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
teacher.
Okay, very
8:30.
good.
It's okay.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Mickey, Marta. Excellent, good conversation. Thank you both, and see you on
Thank you,
Friday
teacher. Thank you for your time.
8:30.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
Take
you,
Well,
care.
Juan.
Enjoy
goodbye.
the
Thank
day.
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye
Take
bye.
care. See you.
Bye, teacher.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
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 Enjoy. Thank
Good
you. Thank
day.
you very much. Bye bye. You
Bye.
too.